This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Leo Inc., Daolis Brothers Construction, and King Movers and Storage.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of the LCTV News and the start of a brand new month. A more visually dominant episode, you will learn all about new projects and updates in the city, combined with several summer and cultural celebrations. 2 Centerboard orgs came on the Lowdown, focused on upcoming events and new ownership of the community fridge. So let's jump right in with the news for Friday, August 1st, 2025. The City of Lynn and the Town of Swampscott gathered with several state representatives to officially cut the ribbon on the pilot UV program. This is a 3-month program designed to both clean up Kings Beach and collect data as to the effectiveness of using UV to disinfect the water. Here's more from the event.
But we can say of the 30 or so days that the pilot has been running as it's intended, there's just been one day when what came out of the UV tank was water that you could not swim in. 1 out of 30, which means the 29 out of the 30 you could swim in the water.
The UV pilot program offers a promising solution, an eco-friendly, chemical-free way to manage stormwater and get us closer to clean, safe waters. I'm truly hopeful that this innovative approach will lay the groundwork for the future where Kings Beach is consistently opened and enjoyed by all.
This is a really exciting moment for all of us. We're not done. We know that we have to keep working, but what you're not seeing every day that the amazing folks in the DPW and Lynn Water and Sewer Commission is they are underground every day working on that source elimination, separating those pipes, patching those pipes. That's the long-term success, but it's great to know that we have this 21st century technology that we can do to make sure Lynn's only beach can be open and swimmable as often as any other beach in the Commonwealth.
For the full press conference, head to lyntv.org. And LCTV's free election coverage for the 2025 races is now live at lyntv.org/elections. We have information on candidates in all races, including bios and videos of them speaking directly to you, the voters. There's also a list of important dates, an election guide PSA video, and an interactive map of Lynn's polling locations. Check our website to learn more about the candidates, and be sure to tune in before September 2nd and November 4th to make informed decisions at the ballot box. Lynn is overflowing with different cultures and ethnicities. Last Friday, July 25th, it was Liberia's turn to raise their flag over City Hall. Members of the Liberian Association of the North Shore gathered to commemorate their Independence Day with several speeches and the flag-raising ceremony.
We are here to begin the Independence Day by hosting of the Liberian flag in the community.
We're going to be recognizing members of our community that are outstanding members, helping to build this community and move the community interest forward. The association was started back in the late 90s, and it was formed to be able to bring the Liberians together here on the North Shore in a show of solidarity and to be able to work with one another in times of need, whether it was a community-based need, a family-based need, work-related issues, medical-related issues, so on and so forth.
Last Sunday, July 27th, the Massachusetts Department of Transportation began temporary overnight detours on Broadway between Wyoma Square and Mayfair Street in Lynn. Detours will be in effect Sundays through Thursday nights from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. the following morning and will continue through September 5th. These overnight detours were put in place so crews could safely and efficiently complete roadway construction and paving. There will be signage and law enforcement details to guide drivers through the work area, but drivers should also expect delays and reduced speeds in the area. This work is part of a larger $4.9 million roadway reconstruction project on Broadway Street. For more information on real-time travel conditions, residents are encouraged to check Mass 511 via their website or mobile app. The Lynn Parking Department distributed their July newsletter with several updates and announcements. Beginning in June of 2025, the City of Lynn increased their fine for parking on sidewalks from $30 to $50. There are also 5 areas equipped with MPS safety sticks, an automated camera-operated parking enforcement tool. If a vehicle parks in a restricted area where a safety stick is located, a photo is taken and the citation is mailed to the owner. A list of locations is available on their newsletter. The parking department also designated 20 spots in the Andrew lot for permit holders 24 hours a day on a first-come, first-served basis. Finally, the city is reminding residents to obtain a resident parking permit, specifically in the area of Kings Beach, as enforcement is conducted more frequently in the summer months due to an uptick in visitor parking. The weather finally cooperated for the DAV Beach Party for Veterans and Community the afternoon of the 26th. Now in its 3rd year, this free event offers resources to all residents, as well as food, music, and lawn games.
So the mission of the DAV is to assist and support veterans in living their lives, really, right? So we assist with veterans claims for the VA, we assist with transportation to medical appointments, we put on events like this. We're really just kind of an anchor in the community for veterans and their families to come and get connected.
But most of all, as we all are enjoying this summer, I think it's always important to keep in mind our gratitude for our veterans, and thank you again to DAV for helping us mark that.
So the DAV partners with grant funds from Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, which is an amazing organization. We come out here every year. This is, I believe, our 3rd year. It's been a great ride. It's a great chance for folks in the community to connect with veterans in the community, and then just for all of us to come out here with our families and really get to know each other and have a relaxing day on this beautiful beach. So today you'll see a whole bunch of different resource tables. We have the DAV here doing some recruitment and outreach. We also have Mass Foster, who come to everything. They're an amazing organization if anyone's looking to foster children who are in the system here in the state. We also have some mental health services here. We have folks from the local cannabis dispensary. It was really great for them to come out. So, you know, we have everything from police, fire, EMT. We're all just out here, kind of a wealth of knowledge and resources to connect. We have some veteran services officers as well. We'd like to thank the communities of Lynn and Swampscott for being ongoing supporters of our chapter. We'd like to thank all of our first responders who came out today. And most importantly, we want to thank the community and the veterans who come out and spend this day with us every year. And you know, if you have questions, you need any assistance, please always feel free to reach out. We're always here to continue to support.
From there, LCTV headed over to Gala to experience Julie Kramer's The Basement Archives, Ghost of WFNX exhibit, featuring photographs of many well-known artists, such as Green Day, Lenny Kravitz, They showcased Kramer's time working for the radio station that used to broadcast right from the Lynn Arts Building.
We're at 25 Exchange Street, which was the original home of WFNX, where I worked for 25 years. And during that time, we had a lot of bands coming through, doing interviews, hanging out on their promo tours. And so during that time, I took pictures of artists like Iggy Pop and Debbie Harry and Lou Reed and just all kinds of artists, Joe Strummer, artists that came through or artists that did shows for us. And it's just a collection of a certain point in time, which is very nostalgic now that you look back on it, but a point in time which unfortunately is no longer and probably will not have that much fun ever again in my entire life. So, well, again, looking back on it, it's pretty great because I didn't really care about everything until Jimmy unearthed everything, and that's how we got the basement archives. He was like, "Oh, you're a photographer? You didn't tell me this is what you photographed," but I didn't really think anything of it. But now again, and you separate yourself 20, 25 years, now it's sort of not novelty, but it's that nostalgia, that remembering, all these artists or where you were when Nirvana hit or going to a party or a show. And so I think for people who live that life, it brings back a lot of really good memories. And for those people, who are too young and don't remember, it's kind of like a little history lesson.
The Lynn Fire Department was at City Hall the afternoon of the 30th to swear in Tim McGirt II as a lieutenant, promoting him from his previous role as an officer. Magner II joined the fire department in 2012, furthering his career by receiving a bachelor's degree in fire science and a master's in public administration. A native Lynner and son of retired police officers, Magner II earned the nickname Iron Man in the department for his resilient attitude. Fire Chief Dan Sullivan praised Magner II's leadership qualities. Quote, "He takes charge, gives good direction to the crew, organizes the scene, and steps in when appropriate," end quote. And we'd like to extend a congratulations, Lieutenant, on your new role. 35 years ago, the Americans with Disabilities Act was signed into law. While there had been other federal regulations before, this gave all people with disabilities the same rights and opportunities as everyone else. The Lynn Disability Network organized several speeches and a flag raising to commemorate this landmark bill.
It is so important that we gather here today because on this day, 35 years ago, President George H.W. Bush signed the Americans with Disabilities Act. But what the Americans with Disabilities Act did is that it took the playbook from the previously passed Civil Rights Act to make sure that public accommodations were accessible for all people. And I think that's really crucial to remember because it's a reminder that when we talk about access for all, access for disabled folks and everyone among us, we have to remember that it is a civil rights issue. Disability access is not something that is nice to have, it is something that we must have as Americans.
Signed into law by President George H.W. Bush, reauthorized and amended by President George W. Bush in 2008, and over the last 35 years has played a leading role in removing barriers and reducing discrimination for those challenged by access, ability, and mobility. The ADA positively impacts all of our lives, sometimes in ways that we don't fully appreciate until we personally encounter its incredible impact.
Because of the ADA, accessibility becomes a right, not a favor. But let's be honest, the work is not done. So today, we celebrate the progress we have made, and we remind ourselves to keep pushing forward until every single person is full equity and respect in our communities Together, we carry on the work of breaking down those walls. Together, we are stronger. Together, we'll build a future where everyone's belong.
And now, therefore, the City Council of the City of Lynn proclaim July 2025 as Disability Pride Month. We encourage all residents to be voiced for the disability community, to advocate for greater inclusion, representation, empowerment, and to stand united in support of civil rights, equality, and equity for all. Thank you very much from the Lynn City Council.
We Rise is an organization focused on helping young adults who are at risk or involved in sexual exploitation. To this end, they're holding an Empower Her event the evening of August 7th at 16 City Hall Square to raise awareness for their cause. This is a free event featuring live music, food, and stories from mentors. Hear more from two of their leaders on the Lowdown. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have two members from We Rise from Centerboard. Thank you so much both for coming on the show.
No, really appreciate having her here today.
Yeah, same. Thank you so much.
Of course. Now, would you mind introducing yourselves? I know, Sway, you haven't on the show before, but it's been a couple of years, and Mikkel, you've never been on, so can you introduce yourselves and your titles, please?
Yeah, so my name is Mikkel Piper. I'm the Development Director of Centerboard.
My name is Consuela Harrison. I go by Sway, and I'm the Program Director of We Rise.
So I'm excited I want to hop right into it with your event, but I must ask first, for anyone who's not familiar with We Rise, would you be able to just give a brief overview of your mission, what you work on?
Of course. So We Rise is basically a mentoring program that supports youth who are either at risk of sexual exploitation or being sex trafficked. And what that looks like is really just meeting with them where they're at on a one-to-one basis, doing some case management work, some trauma-informed care, and just supplying them with healthy behaviors.
And we were even talking before we started, it's a lot, it's heavy, it's incredible work, but it is a lot, or I feel like it can be very heavy at times.
It is, but there's also a lot of really good stories that come out of it too. And at the end of the day, it just makes you feel really good helping these kids get back on track.
And you are doing that in the sense of this is a new event you're going to be doing next week, the Empower Her Night with the Her capitalized, which I love that, by the way. I love the play on the words. But a big reason you're doing this is you did lose some federal funding. That's correct. Pretty good chunk, right?
Yeah. So the program is essentially funded by two large, we call contracts, but they're essentially grants. Right. So one is a state grant that we received from the Massachusetts Office of Victims Assistance, MOVA, and then the other, which is a little bit over half of the program is funded by the Department of Justice, Office of Victims of Crime. That grant is ending September 30th. We can't renew it. They haven't really released much out, so we're losing almost $300,000 for the program.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's quite a chunk of money. And so we wanted to do this event not only as somewhat of a fundraiser, but also just build awareness around the program that this is happening out there.
So the event, it's right near, what did you say, 16 City Hall Square?
Correct.
Yes? No, 16A, I'm sorry. You got to include the A's, people don't get lost, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
And what will be involved in this event? What can guests expect?
So, do you want me to talk about that?
Yep.
Okay,
That's
all right, I'll take it away. So, guests can expect it's going to be some great food that we're going to have. It's a free event to attend. However, there's going to be a little bit of an ask for some money to help out with the program in the middle of it. We also have a silent auction of some artwork that the youth survivors are making as we speak, so that's kind of exciting. We're having a Grammy Award-winning singer who's going to be providing the music for us, Michelle Brooks, and she was actually on season 3 of The Voice. I think she was a finalist there. If you look at her bio, it's pretty incredible. So we're very excited to have her. She was very passionate about this program when we told her about it. So she's coming, and then there's going to be just a little bit of a mission moment in the middle of it where we have one of our Millie, who is an amazing person. She's going to like share about her passion and why she's involved with We Rise. A little bit of a tearjerker, but there's a lot of happy times in there too. Yeah.
Like you said, it's a mix of both, raising the awareness and also, you said, the impactful stories where it's also just hearing from the people who are affected by it. You know, hearing right from those people. There's no larger passion than that, right?
Yeah.
And you said you're doing really well with ticket sales, you know, or not sales, I'm sorry, but tickets.
Yeah, tickets. So our capacity is around 90 people, and as of this afternoon before coming over here, we're at 83.
Ooh,
so
okay.
I know. So we're almost there. So it generated a lot of interest in the community, I think. Yeah.
Which is fantastic. Yeah. I mean, getting all those people into it, interested in it. And I guess for planning for an event like this, I'm curious, how do you balance it as a night that's fun and entertaining for people, but also drives home the point of the mission of We Rise and how you do it? Like, how would you balance an event like that? I'm curious.
Yeah, so by having really good entertainment, right? So
right,
you have to so you have to have the really good entertainment, and you want to create. We're actually having a cocktail. I think that's going to be purple. So part of the colors of We Rise are purple and teal. So we came up with this really cool purple mixed drink. So like that, and just like there's going to be purple uplighting, and so the atmosphere is going to be pretty fun, with just some of the storytelling that is going to be kind of peppered throughout. So it's just like that balance.
And you've hosted many events before. I know, Shay, you've come on and talked about it. So what was the inspiration behind this specific event?
I feel like it was really to target the youth, to really, as Michaela said, the marketing team has done a great job where we end up getting a grant to have our Empower Her on the MBTA buses. So if you've seen certain routes, 455, 426, our sign is actually on.
I have seen that.
So that's us.
I've seen it.
So it's really just to give a voice to the youth and just let them know that they have a voice, that they can be empowered, and to just reach out to us for any support that they may need.
And in terms of anyone who is reaching out for support, is it just they can come to you, either visiting, phone, anything available like that?
Yep, phone, email, social media. You could walk right through the door, just walk right on in. We're welcoming whoever.
And because you serve a wide range, what did you say? It's 9 to 22?
Correct, yep.
Which is, there's a lot of words I could use to describe that, and you're nodding. It's kind of crazy if you think about it.
It is. It's crazy, it's sad. And I'm honestly thankful that we actually have a program that's able to help and support youth at this age.
And I am curious, you mentioned that there's mentors that come in. Are any of them those who have already gone through the program, or do they tend to be older people who just come and volunteer as in a mix?
So they're not volunteered, they actually work for the program We Rise. Yeah. And all of them have lived experience, just not having gone through the We Rise program, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. They do have lived experience, but not that.
Correct.
Yeah. And you said they'll be at this event as well, some of the mentors, other staff members?
Oh, the whole team. My whole team will be there.
Okay,
it's going to be there. Yeah. So was it 6?
There's 6 of us in total. Yes.
Well, you answered my next question. We got there.
Yeah, we did.
I know. I'm so excited to see it. And I know we talked about it a bit, but for the nuts and bolts a bit, like we mentioned a little bit where it is, but what time is it and all of that some of the other formal stuff.
Yes. So you want to know like the when and the where and the how?
Pretty much.
Okay,
when, where, how, all that.
When, where, how. So first, I think parking is good to talk about because
definitely, yes, downtown.
We are downtown. So our building is actually 16 City Hall Square, and you see a really big mural. That whole parking lot's going to be free that night, so people can park there for free. And then you walk down 2 doors, and it's going to be our pallet function room. So that's 16A, City Hall Square. It's going to be from 6 until 8:30, or whenever we can, shush people out after 8:30. Sometimes people like to hang out a little bit longer. And that's it. Just bring your awesome self and, business casual attire and have a good time. And come a little hungry, too, because the food's going to be really good.
No, now I'm excited. I'm thinking about it now.
You're like, I'm going to go and buy my ticket.
I mean, if you'll cover this, but now I just want to go as just a member of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And thank you for thinking of the parking, because you are right downtown, so that's another thing.
Correct.
We also have parking. So my program is at 1 Market Street in Lynn, which is literally a couple steps over. So we have a parking lot there as well. So there's parking on both sides.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's always the question, is the parking.
Fair enough, downtown, right?
Yeah.
I know, I'm excited you talking all about this, I'm trying to think what's included, the when, the where, the how of it. I feel like I've covered everything, but was there anything else about the event specifically that you wanted to make sure people knew about it?
Not the event specifically, but I wouldn't be a development director if I said, if you cannot come, or if you're interested in knowing about the program, connect with us at connect@centerboard.org. You can also make a donation to the program by going online on our centerboard.org website, clicking on the donate page. You can designate it to We Rise. If it's $5, we're happy with it. If it's $500, we're happy with it. Whatever you can do to help the program.
Yeah, definitely. And Shay, is there anything else you wanted to mention?
Yeah, just like us on social media, follow us. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to stop by. Like I said, it's an open door. Just come on, walk in, say hi, introduce you to the team, and get to learn more about us.
And you can tell from both of you the passion that you both have, what you were talking about. I remember speaking with you about it before, and it just keeps growing, and I really am impressed by it, and I'm excited to see the event that you're going to be doing next week.
Awesome. Yeah. I hope to see you there.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to be writing it down, right? Well, I have to thank you again both so much for taking the time to come on and really talk about this.
All right, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown. Check out their events and all others on their website. But until then, we will see you next week with more guests. Football season is almost upon us, and varsity schedules have been released. Lynn English and Lynn Classical will have their annual Thanksgiving Showdown on November 26th to end the regular season, while Lynn Tech and Kip Academy will be having a city rivalry game of their own the night of the 26th. St. Mary's versus their conference rival Bishop Fenwick rounds out the schools. 59-51 and 4-2 in their last 6 games. The Red Sox may be finding their footing, having won their most recent series against the LA Dodgers and the Minnesota Twins. In their most recent victory, 13-1 on the 30th, everyone was involved in this impressive offensive showing. Jarren Duran led the way, going 3 for 5 with a homer and 4 RBIs. 3 more Boston players tacked on home runs, as Romy Gonzalez and Matsutaka Yoshida broke their cold spells with 3 RBIs apiece. Now with the trade deadline passed, we will see what they have in store. Another organization which calls Centerboard home is the Lynn Family Resource Center. Their program director was our guest on the Lowdown to share the exciting news that FRC is now running the community fridge. Here is more from our second Lowdown. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we welcome on Olivia Grinstead, the Program Director for Lynn Family Resource Center. Thanks so much for joining us again today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, I know you've been on a couple of times, so you know the drill, but the first thing I'll start out with is, when you first came on, it was Family Resource Center, then you added the forward, and now the forward is out again, yes?
We are the Lynn Family Resource Center now, so all of our logos will be Lynn Family Resource Center.
Okay. Good for all the people out there to know, because you mentioned it to me as well, too, because I originally had the forward, and then I asked you, so I'm glad that we got that all clarified.
Yeah, no worries.
And one very exciting thing that you've just done is taken over the community fridge. That happened, what did you say, last month or so?
Yes. We've been in talks starting at the beginning of the year, but it officially transitioned into ours pretty much at the beginning of summertime.
So for anyone who may not be familiar with the community fridge, what is it? Where is it? How's it work?
So the Lynn Community Fridge is at 16 City Hall Square in the parking lot. You'll recognize the building. It's a bunch of different, it's a big mural of little creatures, and it's on the corner of the building towards St. Mary's, and it's a food pantry essentially that families don't have to wait in line, don't have to wait or be like given time, like a time schedule to go and get food. So it's a 24/7 fridge and pantry that families can come and take what you'd like or leave what you can kind of thing. So it's not run by like on a daily basis like we have like food. We try to fill it as much as possible with the help of like the food project. Whole Foods out of Swampscott is a really great resource and have given us some food. And it's just like, yeah, different programs can stock it and keep it run as well as ourselves.
It's a little bit almost like that take a book, leave a book kind of situation.
Absolutely.
Where you come and take what you need, or if you can leave anything, you can do that as well, but there's not specific rules around that.
Absolutely. I really like that one. Yeah, definitely. All we ask is that we know for those who wish to leave products, just checking the expiration date because we want to make sure that we're getting good food. It is monitored on a weekly basis, so my staff and I go check it out, clean it, make sure that it's neat and tidy. Pretty much every Wednesday we try to go and do that. If it's not every Wednesday, it's every Monday. So once a week, somebody goes and double checks to make sure that everything is running smoothly.
Mm-hmm. And I know I may have said this before, but can anyone come to the fridge? Are there any regulations around it or anything?
Nope. Everyone is welcome to come to the fridge as long as again, they don't leave expired food or they're not taking off the doors of the fridge, which unfortunately. We just got a brand new fridge, which is fantastic. A couple windstorms really took it out of the other one.
Oh, no.
So we just got a new one. So we're really excited about that, but it's in good shape this time. So, we don't have any restrictions on who can come and go. It's open 24/7. There's no locks or anything like that. And there is a light up above. So once it gets dark, it's always lit up and safe for families.
I've definitely seen it before, but I don't think I knew exactly what it was because I've been around that building quite a bit. So that's good to know then that's what it is. Yeah. That's what it's there for. And you already mentioned a few of the partners, but where you actually get the food from, the larger groups as opposed as in addition to individuals, I mean.
Yeah, and then Spur also helps a lot too. And then just St. Mary's students, they also stock the fridge too during the school time. And then we have wonderful community members that just come by and stock it with stuff when they want and when they can. The Lynn FRG tries to stock it with waters the majority of the summertime. We try to every other day stock it with a whole full case of water just because it is hot. We want to make sure everyone is safe and has some water and some cool water, especially because it's so hot.
Yeah, especially with a few heat waves that we've had. We're in the middle of one now. We had one a couple weeks ago that it was getting up to triple digits there.
Absolutely, yeah. We want to make sure everyone is safe.
And one thing you don't think about as much is how essential food is. You know, how many people are in need of it, which I wish that wasn't the case. I mean, I almost wish we didn't need anything like this, that everyone had food, but that's not.
Yeah.
So, but having a resource like this is so valuable for those that need it.
Absolutely. Food insecurity is a huge issue, unfortunately, a huge need in especially the Lynn community. And there's so many great programs and great food pantries that are around. Yeah. This one's just kind of a little bit easier to access for families and easier to set up if families are undocumented or something. There's no IDing or any registration process. They can just go, feel safe to take whatever they can and leave it.
And especially the way things have been shifting a little bit now, you may have even more people that may have to use it, so any extension of resources is going to be beneficial to the entire community.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what was the next question? Now that you've taken it over, were there any changes, improvements you made, or anything that you think you're gonna shift, or do you think it works? The system works?
The system works. I think what we want to do more is continue with the partnerships we have, but also make even more partnerships to make sure that there isn't more than a day that the fridge or the thing about having it 24/7 is that they can come anytime. Like families can come anytime. So it does empty out pretty quickly. So we want to try to set up systems in place that keep it stocked for the longer times and longer days. If we're on weekends or gone on holidays, like we want to make sure that there's people in place to like stock it when we can't. So we just want to make sure that system is the thing that we're kind of like working with right now with other programs.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that I see changing is the increased amount of support for the fridge and the pantry.
And I know you said, of course, you don't track anyone who comes to it, no people like that, but do you track at all the amount of food that you give away towards the fridge or no? Or the amount that you receive, or is there anything like that?
For the amount that we do receive, like if we receive it from different organizations, we definitely want to shout them out because that's amazing and it helps to show families that, hey, look at these other programs that are supporting and are safe to be around. We always want to make sure that we're like tagging the big organizations or even any organizations that come. We want to make sure that we're like giving proper thanks, and the more people who are able to see that are donating, the more likely people would donate as well. So we always try to make sure we're tagging people, like we take pictures, put it on our Facebook page, just to make sure that we're kind of getting their name out there, as well as the fridge, so that families are a little bit more comfortable.
You have both, and of course you're here talking about it, but what are other places that people can learn more about it? And you just mentioned social media.
Yeah, social media. They can always stop by the Lynn FRC or the Lynn Family Resource Center at 16 City Hall Square. We're on the first floor. We're open Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, 8 to 6. And then on Fridays, it's 9 to 1.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, and then if you're ever out in the community at different like resource fairs, school open houses, outreach, like fairs, festivals, you will see a table with the Lynn FRC. So please come by. We have great swag always. So please stop by and ask us more about stuff. Ask us more about the fridge. We always want to talk with families.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I see FRC everywhere, which is a good thing. It's a compliment. I feel like I'm always seeing the table, and you do. You have very cool free giveaways. And I want to go back for a moment to, like you said, it's open 24/7. That's very unique, but it's also very beneficial because, let's say, you work the 9 to 5, you might work odd hours. Other resources, they may just not be open at the times that you need if you're at your job or if you're at an appointment or whatever it is. So that gives a lot more flexibility to families.
Absolutely, yes. And that's what we loved about it too. It's like that flexibility that you don't have to be here at this certain time to access the food, because like you said, it's people are working, and primarily those who are in like food insecure are the everyday Joes working 9 to 5 jobs, wanting to like just get some food security.
Yeah, because I know even with me, sometimes I'll be like, okay, I need to do this one really specific errand, but they're only open till this time. Can we fit it in the lunch break?
Exactly.
It can just be so difficult to do that. Yeah. And I'll ask, so I think we've covered most of all the community fridge, unless there was anything else you didn't think I hadn't covered or mentioned?
No, I think I got everything.
All right, sweet. I love to hear that. Yeah. But in our last couple of minutes, the summer has, you said, gotten quite a bit busier. It used to be your quiet time. It is not anymore.
What is quiet time?
I don't know. So you'd have to ask someone else because I'm not sure. But are there any other upcoming events or any resources or anything that you wanted to shout out just generally from the Family Resource Center?
We're always looking for clothing or diaper donations for our community fridge, or our community closet. And then generally we just want to like reach out to the families, and if you're seeing things that we're not seeing, because we're in the day-to-day helping families, and we can still have those blinders on where we can't see all the different problems that are happening. So I really just want to kind of reach out to the community, and if you're seeing things that we're not seeing, please give us a call, email us, and we want to hear from you about what's going on in the community.
You said you do amazing work and do so much, but it's always better if you have more people helping, right?
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
you're one person, one organization. It's all about building those connections with others.
Yeah.
So I know I just gave you the moment to wrap up, do everything, but is there anything else, or was that all?
That's all. We just come on down. Even if it's just to have some snacks or get out of the hot sun, we have waters available always. So come on down and see what we can do for you.
All right, awesome. Well, I want to thank you again so much for coming on and talk about the amazing resource that's the Community Fridge, and of course all the other great programming you always have going on down there.
Thank you so much.
Of course, anytime. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. Come enjoy some free entertainment at the next installment of the 2025 Red Rock Park Summer Concert Series. This past week was canceled due to weather, but they will be back the night of August 7th, featuring Bandwagon. As always, the concert will run from 6 to 8 p.m. and is open and free to all in the community. Then come participate in the largest celebration of the summer, the 2025 Lynn Arts and Culture Festival, taking place on August 9th from noon to 8 p.m. at locations all across the city. Head to an artist and vendor fair on Exchange Street, enjoy live music next door at Frederick Douglass Park, and get a tour of High Rock Tower. Then head to the Vault Theater beginning at 6 p.m. for an after party. And these are just some of the many participating organizations. And the best part, they are all connected by a free trolley. Head to lyntv.org to learn more and to access a full list of activities. Also on the 9th, the First Church of the Nazarene will be hosting a community cookout and school supplies giveaway. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., head to 233 Eastern Ave for free hot dogs, chips, cookies, and drinks. Then go home with the backpack filled with school supplies for the upcoming year. Several organizations are also setting up resource tables for residents. This entire event is free and open to the public. That is the final bell for us as well. Stay informed on all the latest election coverage, event information, and member content by visiting our website, lyntv.org, and receive real-time updates regarding upcoming events, press releases, and announcements by following us on social media at Lynn Community TV. If you prefer videos ranging from PSAs to shorts, then head to Lynn Community Television on YouTube. I will be off in the mountains next week, but we will be back with even more news soon. I'm Dani Vittori. This is LCTV News, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Leo Inc., Daolis Brothers Construction, and King Movers and Storage.